So welcome back to Cars with Scotty. Today on this episode I take a look at my Monaro up at Muskel Customs and Classics. They're the ones that are rebuilding my Monaro. When I first got the car it was pulled out of a shed and it's been a rusty Monaro. I've called it Monaro Nightmare because it's had so much work done to it. So the car was acid dipped and then I got half a car back. So Greg's going to talk about fitting panels, what he's done to the car, the process that they're going through in fixing all the rust. So we'll take a look around the car and he'll do a talk on what's being done with it. So Greg's going to do a little talk in a minute about replacing panels and all that, but I thought I'd just do a tour around the car. So we've had new rear spares guards fitted that we're putting on the front. The front section of the car was actually okay. So it's a 307 Chev and you can tell there's a few little markings in there that you can tell that it's a Chevy. So 2-speed power glide. It's white with black interior. So I'm going to keep it all original. I'm actually going to keep the car original. So I'm going to put hubcaps on it, put the original diff and that back in. So that car was acid dipped from about here back. The whole car's been rebuilt. Greg's going to talk about all the panels that are getting rebuilt on there. They've taken the roof off. They're doing a fantastic job. The guys that are working on it, they are really skilled. They know what they're doing. I take my hat off to them. So the rear quarter is being taken off here. All this has been fixed underneath. Greg's going to talk all about the process of what they've done in through here. And there's the quarter panel that's going to go on it. What else is in there? Oh, Greg's going to talk about the trans tunnel because it was sort of hammered out. The previous owner had a 350 Chev in there, kept the original engine, which was good. So a lot of body work. These Monaros are so rusty. Unfortunately, I got a bad one, but I wanted a white car and I waited for it. You just don't know what's under paint, but they're doing a great job. Fixed up all the panel through the front there, all around the windows. I've bought all the mouldings up. They're going to fit all the mouldings before the car gets painted early next year. And then it's a process of putting it back on the road. So I'm going to talk to Greg in a minute. Stay tuned. So Greg, how you going, mate?
Good, mate. And you?
Yeah, not too bad. I see the car's back in getting done again.
Yeah, we're back into it.
Yeah, it's good, mate. Just run me through a few things. So the roof's been taken off. And what's happening up here? What's the process up here, mate?
So we've taken roof quarters, all that off, so we've got access to a few rusty areas. So we had a lot of rust up on the other side, and all the rust that comes down into the quarter panels and stuff like that. Typical Monaro rust.
Yeah.
So it's easier to remove the roof than cut a section out of it to get to the rust that was in this car.
Yep.
Sometimes we don't take a roof skin off at all. So the process at the moment is, so this is the raw metal, what you see here.
Yep.
So see how it's got a little bit of surface rust and stuff. So we clean all that. On the other side, you'll see it better, but we KBS paint it. So it's all sealed. So that way, once we fix all the rust, then we KBS it. And we spray on a copper weld through, which you'll see in some of the video. And the reason we do that is, so when we actually weld, there's still, the metal's still protected as best we can do it.
Yep. And so obviously rust all through here, which has that foam in there. So all this is all honeycomb.
Well, you quite often see on a Monaro on the outer quarter that's rusted out, and because they have a felt in there, and I think it was just to stop the quarter panel from vibrating. It might have been for another reason. But we get rid of that, and we don't put anything back in there because we don't want it to re-rust again. We'll cut that out and replace it with a bit better metal than is already there.
Yeah. So when the car was acid dipped, it was pretty much rusty from this panel back, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like it was.
the doors have got a bit in it, and the front end had a little bit in it.
Yeah.
But as you can see, so the reason we've acid dipped is because once we take the panel off, we can see all this. It's cleaned it all out. You know, because rust doesn't go from one side; it goes from two sides. It goes in and out.
Okay.
So you might see a bit of rust. Like there was a small rust hole just here on this quarter panel.
Yep.
But see where it's gone through as well.
Yeah.
So the mud and crap gets caught in here, moisture gets caught in here, and it's rusted that way and this way on this car. So we take that off and we can repair it. We don't take every panel off generally, but we try to take it off so as we can repair. So if you have a look at this, so this is the quarter panel that we've taken off.
Yep.
So McCabe's got all that off, and he's made all the patch repairs while it was still welded to the car.
Okay.
So all these panels that he's made,
yep,
were made from the outside.
Okay.
He's cut the holes, set them all up with clecos that you can't see. If I lift that up carefully, you'll see the clecos.
And the clicos, they just hold you drill holes in there and it holds the thing together before you weld it.
Yeah, just so so you don't have to try and hold it with your hands or a magnet or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And the reason he's taken it off to weld that in is so now he's got his dolly, but now he can work the metal. Like he can hammer and dolly it. Because with welding, you get a lot of heat, and then you need to work the metal to get it straight, and then put it back on the car. So this panel will be one when it goes back on the car.
Okay.
But all KBS painted inside. It'll all be finished, ready to go.
So better than factory.
Oh, way better than factory. Way better. Yeah, way better. Factory didn't do any of that work.
No, definitely not. Hey, and putting the roof on, you have to really watch, don't you? Like weld, cool it down.
Yeah,
do bits here, do bits the other side. Is that so it doesn't warp? Are they hard? Is it?
It's like every panel, big or small, it's the same problem. You just got to take your time. You know, you do a weld, you move around. Like say if we're doing this roof, see where the factory spot welds were?
Yeah.
Right. So all those silver parts there, that's where the spots were. So McCabe's drilled all them out. And then, here. So this panel here, the scuttle.
Yes.
So Zane did this yesterday. So he unspot welded all of those factory spot welds.
Right.
Took the panel off, did the repairs.
Yep.
And then he's welded it back on. So he tacked it, and then he might do a weld here, and then a weld there, and a weld there, and a weld there, all the way around, just slowly.
Right. Okay.
So it lets it naturally cool. You know, because you don't want to put too much heat in it, because welding creates a huge amount of heat. So if you just go hell for leather and weld everything, something's going to move.
Okay.
You know, especially on a roof skin that's big. You know, it'll pull and push everywhere. Smaller panels are not too bad, but they still do it. You know, so you've got to take your time.
So we're pretty lucky on this car because the front was pretty fine, except for around the window, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like the engine bay itself.
Engine bay's been reasonably good. The bonnet and all that are in reasonably good condition, considering how bad the back is. The front's been really good.
Yeah.
Now we just got to find some holes that someone's drilled and weld them up. Someone got to be happy with a drill.
Yeah. Well, I think they had something else sitting in there at one stage.
Yeah. All these old cars tell a story.
Yeah.
That's the way they are.
Yeah,
They're
definitely.
all just old cars. You know, at some stage someone just said it was an old Holden, so they just use it.
Yeah. And you've welded it so it doesn't move. Is that why you've welded it on the Jeep?
It's for a couple of reasons. Yeah, one is to try and keep it solid in place, but two, we put it on a trolley so as we can move it around the workshop if we need to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when we do the final welding with all the quarter panels and the roof and all that, we actually measure it. We set it up. We measure it all, so all the datum points measure to the factory specs.
Okay.
We brace it, bolt it down, and then do all the big welding, like all the big components.
Okay.
Everything gets joined up at the last
Right.
sort of point. Yeah.
Okay. And this is the quarter panel to go on, and you're talking about.
Yeah. So see how. So this quarter panel's finished.
Right.
It's all been, everything's been finished. It's welded. It's cleaned. We phosphate it all. Make sure it's all super clean.
Yep.
And then we spray on the weld through primer.
Okay.
And then mask that off, and then we paint the rest black. So when we weld, this won't burn because it's too far away. But this might have a little burn. So if we didn't put the copper in, we would end up with just raw metal when we're finished.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and look, it's no different than the factory did it. It would have been the same process, but we can protect it, so why not?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then at the end, once this is all welded on, the car's finished, painted, then we'll fish oil it and try and get into anywhere where there's no, chance of rust coming back.
Yeah.
Like, we do everything we possibly do.
So this is KBS painted black, and how do you put the copper on?
So it's just pressure pack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you spray that on.
Yeah, we just spray it on with, yeah. So we prep the metal so it's nice and clean and shiny.
Yep.
Because again, if you paint over rust, well, the rust is still there.
Yeah, right.
So we clean it all, prep it all, no handprints, no fingerprints, get it all clean, shiny metal, as if it's the outside of the car. And then, yeah, we put that on.
Ah, beautiful. So the car was when it was acid dipped, from here back, this has all been rebuilt, isn't it? Like all these panels,
yep,
all those panels,
yeah,
all that, and there's a new parcel shelf went in.
Yeah, we've done so.
Around, if I can remember, around the back, it was like because the car was original with paint on there, but you didn't know what's under the paint.
Nah. It hid a lot of secrets on this car, and it was almost like it was hanging out the back of a shed or used for a boat ramp, But the back half of the car was always really bad. Like the floor from the front forward and everything is really good.
Yeah.
If you can come around here and like under these panels, that's all original steel.
Yeah, okay.
Look at how good that is. That's all original steel. Not the spare wheel, that's going to get replaced.
Yep.
But everything else is immaculate. So
yeah.
It doesn't make sense why the quarter panels were so rusty compared to the floor.
Yeah.
Because half the time the floor in these cars are rusty.
Yeah.
The boot lid was good.
So this is the Back Beavers brand.
It's a Rare Spares product.
Yep.
So that's a Rares part. And the reason it's screwed on, so what we'll do, before anything gets welded, we put all the panels back on. We put the tail lights, bumper bar, make sure that everything's still back to where it should be.
Yep.
This is an original car, so we're not going to gap it. We're not going to modify the bumper bars to fit the body. We're not going to do any of that work. We're going to try and keep it fairly original for you. And then we screw everything on. Once we're happy where everything is actually sitting, that's when we start to weld. But that's a lot of work to happen before we get to the welding stage.
Yeah. What's going on with the trans tunnel, Greg? Because when I got this car, it had been a drag car, and there was a 350 Chev in there, and they'd kept the original engine
luckily.
which was so lucky.
Yeah.
And they'd kept that in the shed, but obviously they've modified. So what's happened with the trans tunnel? They've handed it around.
I'd say what they've done is they put a 350 in it, maybe a turbo 400, or a manual gearbox that didn't come from this car.
Yep.
So you can see they butchered it a little bit to fit it. Again, it's just a dirty old Holden at that stage, isn't it?
Yeah.
And someone wants to go fast, so they've just chopped it out. So what we'll have to do is we'll get another part out of another car.
Yep.
And then cut that out, replace it, grind it up, make it like it's brand new.
So yeah, it'll just look factory again.
Yeah. So that way, when we put the power glide back in with the console, it's a bit hard to see from this side, but on the other side, they've gone at it with the hammer.
Okay. Just go around.
Yeah. So we're gonna get rid of all that, and again, we don't know what gear shifter they used. We don't know what gearbox it was. All we know is that they've modified it to fit it all in there, and then we'll just chop it out, weld it all in new.
Well, the thing back in '85, these things weren't valuable, so
Nah, they were just an old Holden.
They were just an old Holden, that, you know. So we all bashed around him.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And now that everyone wants them original.
They all show a bit of history. They all show something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like every car's got something that's been modified. Speaker holes in parcel shelves or doors, gearboxes, all sorts of stuff. Usually holes in dashes,
Well, mine. I think are you replacing that centre panel? I was actually.
Yeah, we've got a piece here to replace
because they've cut it out for a tape deck or something. Yeah.
Maybe a CD player when they were cool.
Yeah, maybe when they first came in. And that's it with that, isn't it? Just putting that in.
Yeah. Yeah, the dash is actually pretty good.
There was no rust in the dash? I don't think there was there?
I don't think so, no.
No, I can't remember any.
No.
So once all the metal work's done, you were saying before you just go around before paint and you'll put the you're going to fit the tail lights in, the moulding along the back, and also I bought all the chrome up. You're going to fit all around the windows. So
all the mouldings will go on, the wheel arch moulds, make sure that they fit properly, because so the wheel arch moulds are new and we're playing with, quarter panels that we've repaired or front guards that are new or a boot lid, all sorts of stuff. So we just sit it on there. We don't actually clip them on. We don't want to risk a damaged part or wasting, clips and things like that. But we'll sit them in. The back window mouldings will go in. The front window mouldings will go in. Not with glass, but we'll just sit it all in, make sure everything fits nice around the corners. These were not fabulous cars, nothing was perfect by a long shot. But we just need to make sure that we've got it right. We're going to try and do this car like a factory car. So it's going to have a little bit of gap work around the corners. It's, again, like with the doors, we'll hang all the doors, guards, bonnet, boot, set it all up. And if the gaps are not perfect, it doesn't matter. As long as they're not horrific, we'll just work with them if they're a bit horrific. But everything will get bolted on or pushed on. Like the tail lights, we might not bolt them on. We might just push them into place. So as we can see, if all around the here still fits properly.
Yep.
Again, we don't know the history of the car, whether it was... This hasn't been tinted, but, some cars need to have those parts just sat on there to make sure that they are right. Because we don't want to get to the paint stage and find that nothing fits at all.
Yeah. Good. All right. Thanks, Greg. Thanks for your time, mate. Really appreciate it.
Good to see you again, Scotty.
Cheers, mate.
See ya.